Hey guys, and welcome to yet another speed build. Happy Sunday. Today we have gone modern. Highly requested, kind of still lost out to the Victorians, but you know, we like to mix it up. Basically, I did a poll on the community tab last week before, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, and it was so close between Victorians and doing something modern that I thought it was only fair that I did a modern build after I did another Victorian. That Victorian was Practical Magic, and now here we are with some modern. This is a penthouse lot. It's the 30 by 20. I think it's the Spice. Is it the Spice District in San Myshuno? I haven't actually built in San Myshuno in a little while. I would like to maybe do another apartment build. I haven't done an apartment build. I feel like in at least a year. It's got to be at least a year since I did a renovation on an apartment. Or maybe even longer. Maybe. I don't know. But I was going to do this build originally as a house. And then I was like, no. This outdoor area that I had planned is going to look really good as a penthouse. You've got all these views. There is basically, I think, more, should we say it's like 50% indoor space, 50% outdoor space. So I thought this penthouse lot would be perfect for it. There is CC in this build as per usual, really. Maybe I'll do a CC free build soon. Maybe I won't. I don't know. It's just whatever I feel like at the time. And yeah, the main CC in this is Peacemaker's arches, the arch that you see me putting on there. I have to say that's probably my favourite CC set he's ever done. Have got to be those loft arches. I've used them in quite a few builds. Sometimes they kind of look industrial. They're a little bit, I don't know. In this one, not quite industrial. We're just gonna go modern. I've named this a modern Scandi modern Scandi penthouse. Definitely Scandinavian inside, and I'm not too sure how close to Scandinavian the outside is, but inside, well, I would say a modern development, and maybe the penthouse could look like this, but yeah, not traditional Scandi, but the inside is definitely a modern Scandinavian style. Light woods, whites, creams, hints of black as well. So yeah, that's the inside. But the outside, I saw a build for this, inspiration for this. For some reason on Pinterest, I suddenly got loads of pins that had these arches with windows in them, and I was like, quite like them. And I had, I think, an elevation, this side elevation from somewhere. I think it was a Australian house. I think it was like I think it might have been a house renovation. But yeah, that was the inspiration, the jumping off point. But obviously, you know, it wasn't a penthouse lot, so we just had to make it up. I definitely added on this extra bit here at the front, which you'll see ends up having like 3 arches, this bit that I'm building now. And yeah, I was so close on this build. I had a very specific reference image that had arches, and then at the top on the second level it had like really skinny slit windows, and I was so close to doing a modern window add-on set just for this build, but I was like, no, I'm not going to delay a build just so I can have an extra skinny window in the game. I must say that I would love an add-on set for the base game modern windows, you know, the full height ones. That's what I've used in this build. So yeah, most of the outside, if you don't have CC, is probably going to stay pretty much the same, apart from the arches, which they're still going to look kind of cool without the arches on, because I end up putting columns either side of the arches, so there should be quite a bit of detail on it if you take the arches off, just in case. That's in case you want to DCC-fy it. The outside, apart from the arches, is gonna basically stay the same. All the wallpapers on the outside are in-game. Yeah, everything apart from, I think, maybe plants. And I've done I've only done a few sets by Peacemaker in this. I've used, of course, these arches, which I said are my favorite. I did tell him this, and I was just like, I need more architectural details from you because I just need them. They make such a difference. I think you'll agree, to a build. It's like the build without it, it's just not as good as when it has the arches on it. I couldn't actually put the arches on the side of the builds. I normally like to do arches without any windows in them on the side as a detail, but I can't do anything there because it is the edge of the lot and it doesn't allow you to place anything there, so most annoying. I also got a slight bug about this lot. It says it's a 30 by 20. It is not 30 by 20. They are lying. It is 28 by 17, plus there's a cutout there, which makes it even narrower at one point. So I'm not getting where this is 30 by 20 lot, because if you place a 30 by 20 house on here, it will get cut off. So they lied. I don't think I've ever heard anyone complain about that before, so hey, why not? Let's just add that in there. So yeah, now you'll see me adding in my little secret weapon. I love on modern builds, any chance I get to use these get together L-shaped structure things. Again, an architectural detail, please, more of these. They make such a difference and they just bring the whole build to life by adding those in. We put a seating area and a dining area out there as well, so yeah, it just brings everything together. I love those get together details. And also I'm putting over the windows, they're from Get Famous, the wall beam decoration thingies. But yeah, Peacemaker is for the loft set. Sorry, I'm so repeating myself. I think I need a nap after this. Also his Oasis dining set, that's on the outside, and I think one more set, Atwood set as well. So I think I only used 3 sets by Peacemaker. And then this build, really, I just wanted to showcase the kitchen, because the kitchen is now available for all of you guys. It's no longer on Patreon early access. It is available. Link in the description will take you to the Tumblr post for this build, which will have all the links for the kitchen. However many thousands of downloads already, and I think it's been out for maybe not 48 hours. No, 48 hours now. So yeah, I would love to see any builds you do with the kitchen in it. Feel free to tag me, all that good stuff. Yeah, I love seeing them because you guys always use it differently to I do. The way that I do. We'll use the same items differently. It's just kind of interesting. And also I like to steal ideas. So feel free to show me any good ideas that I can steal, because I need all the ideas I can get. But yeah, the inside is basically mostly kitchen. The plants, obviously kitchen. So in this, no heritage collection. Yes. The 50k, Jesus, I haven't got 50k anywhere. What am I on about? The 5k for a little gift that I did on Tumblr the other day, that is in this build. So is the kitchen, and so I did mesh edits of the seasons beds and made them a little bit more modern, a little bit, well, let's just say I made the bedding acceptable because the colours were awful. So yeah, that's in this build. So really only a few sets. It's kind of limited to a few sets, but I think everything works really well together. And it also showcases the fact that the kitchen items can be used outside of the kitchen, because I've used these lights everywhere out here. And And the plants. I don't think we can get enough plants, to be honest. I love plants everywhere in builds. You know that. And candles as well. It's just like, oh, yeah, these candles. I'm sorry, that's my 5k follower gift candles. And they're going to be in every build. So if you want to use the build, you may as well just go and download it now, because it's going to be in every single build possible. I have my own made beautiful plain coloured set of candles, because I never use one candle by itself anyway, so 3 already done. You don't have to think about it, you just plonk it down, it's already arranged. I just love them. There's a really great mesh, but they had Day of the Dead, like some patterns on them. Always provide a plain swatch, please. But every single one was patterned. I used to use like a kind of neutral toned pattern to offset it, but now I have a plain version, so I'm happy. Anyway, we've already finished the exterior. Believe it or not, this penthouse was pretty quick to do. I don't know how long, but when I edited all my footage and sped it up, it was at, I think, like 35 minutes without me cutting anything out. So I was most pleased. I only managed to cut out like 6 minutes of footage. What can I say? But I had a few inspiration images for the interior. I say a few. Really, I just saw this like whole built-in shelf thing, and I was like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do in the build. That was the only thing I knew I was going to do on the inside, was this. Also, recently I saw this really cool tutorial on how to do kind of bespoke custom fireplaces, only using base game items. In this build, I've done it, but I haven't just used base game items. I've used a get to work display thingy to make the fireplace. You'll see me doing it. I did have to go back in after I finished the build, after I finished recording, just to make sure I could play test it and make sure they could light the fireplace, all worked fine. And also because when I made it, it was kind of, the fire was coming through the table. You'll see in a bit, but it's a great idea. I'm going to link the tutorial down below in the description box. Really, really cool. I think they have some other tutorials as well on their channel, but yes. So yeah, this is just a good excuse to show off the kitchen. I'm so proud of this kitchen now. I think at the time when me and Felix were making it, I didn't think, like, we thought it was good, but we didn't think it was like amazing. And now I'm kind of comparing it to other kitchens that I have, and I'm like, no, the kitchen we made is hands down my favorite kitchen, because I think it's so Max's match that it's like, oh, please, if the Sims team could just like put something this high end in the game, this is how I think they would do it. So please. Still waiting for some kind of university announcements. Just still not happened, but what can we say? And also it's really weird here, this island. Appliances aren't the same depth, because they make them a little bit shorter so they fit up against the wall. Everything is made for appliances to be up against the wall. I don't think they thought about the being in the middle of the room at all. They obviously didn't plan for that, because they have those big lip things at the back of all the appliances. So you do have a little slight recess there in the islands. They don't take up the full gap that's left, which is sometimes a little bit annoying. Also, I realised someone did report, they were like, oh, the colouring on the cabinets. I've got to say, the shader that the Sims team used for the cabinets is awful. If you don't know what I mean, for example, if you put the corner unit for the cabinets in the corner, it goes really, really, really dark. And unfortunately, if I can't, it's not something I can really fix. There is a workaround that Peacemaker does on his kitchens. I'm kind of having an internal battle on whether or not I want to do that. because it means you would need to download an extra file to make everything look correctly. But yeah, even the in-game cabinets, when you have a corner cabinet, it kind of goes darker. Even the outside corners go a weird color. They're just the whatever shader they apply, the cabinet shader just doesn't do its job properly. They only light up if they're on like properly if they're all on the flat wall, which is very disappointing considering it's a cabinet shader and it was made specifically for cabinets. I'm looking at you, EA. I'm looking at you. Anyway, we've moved on to the dining area. The Inspiration House had, I think it had the dining area in here. It had everything actually in this main area. I have no idea what was in the extra section that I added, but it had like the living area and the kitchen and the dining area all within this first space that you go into, but I made it bigger. So what can I say? In the end, sometimes it's a battle with modern builds to not put too many items in there, because you know, with something that's slightly more traditional or eclectic, you can put in as much clutter as you want and it's going to look beautiful. So half of the battle with these builds is not putting too much stuff in. So there was a lot of getting down to eye level to make sure it looked like I decorated, but kinda not too much. Anyway, here we are on this fireplace. It does end up being a little bit wider than this in the final build that is uploaded to the gallery and also on my Tumblr, link in the description. But yeah, your sim can light those fireplaces. You just click. I've made sure they're still visible. I put sanding blocks from Debug on top of them, like the person showed in their tutorial, just to kind of hide the top of the fireplace because it just makes it look a little bit better. But yeah, so there's 4 fireplaces sized down there to the smallest possible one, and then you can go around and click on it and light them and it'll just look like this really cool modern fireplace in the middle of the build. The fireplace is lit, no pun intended, at the end of the build, as in the screenshots. So if you want to see what it looks like, wait for the screenshots and you'll see it. Yeah, no fly through on this one. I think I'm just gonna stick with screenshots for most of my builds and then fly throughs for like the huge epic massive builds. I think that's the plan anyway. But next build we'll definitely be going back to Glimmerbrook again. I have one more house in the main world of Glimmerbrook to finish. It's just the interior. That was the house that you saw in the distance of one of my other builds. So I've got the interior to do for that, so that should be up in like 3 days time. And then we still have the Magic HQ left to do. I still haven't quite finalized that in my head, so we may be doing a kind of different build in between that. Not too sure. But yeah, I have a build in mind for Sulani that uses Felix's CC. I've seen it, I want to do it, gotta have it. So that, I think that's probably going to come up after the Victorian. Still, feel free to leave any suggestions and all that stuff. I'm still trying to think of a house to do for a Let's Build, because I think it would enable me to get, I think, even more content up on the channel if I do a Let's Build, because it's compared to a full speed build, it's much shorter productions and time, if you get what I mean. I'm still off work, so I'm still able to chuck these builds out, and so I don't know how much longer this is gonna last. It's like, you know, when you're waiting, I feel like I'm on, I don't know, death row or something, and you're just waiting for that date when it's like the end. Because if I get called back to work, I'm gonna be so sad. I'm not joking. I've enjoyed the time I've had off and all of the rewards from the hard work on YouTube and with CC and stuff, so I don't want to go back to real work. Please don't make me go back. But yeah, so happy with this build. What can I say? We're up to the bedroom now. This isn't my other season's kind of mesh edit thing that I was talking about. I don't know. I would have liked more of a kind of wooden bed, but I didn't want to use any more Peacemaker. I don't know why, but I wanted to kind of limit it, so I've used shelves from the kitchen again. And I saw a little inspiration image that had a shelf above the bed with loads of plants on it, and I do love that hanging plant. That hanging plant is in the kitchen set, and it's actually a plant from the Moschino shelving unit that I said I was going to separate. I did actually separate it, and that is it. I just put it in a little basket. And then there is also another plant there that's on the base game shelf that got patched in for the freelancer career. It's on the shelf there, and I stole that one off the shelf. It looks really, really cute together. So yeah, those, and I would love more hanging plants. I'm sure I could do like a little mesh edit of the Jungle Adventure hanging ones, because you can't put those inside. Like the shadowing is just crazy, because indoors it just looks, yeah, really crazy. And I was experiencing quite a few bugs when I was building this, actually. Like I would pick up an item and move it a tiny bit and it would completely disappear. So I think it's quite buggy at the moment, the game. Again, when you're holding down Alt, I think people are saying, oh, Alt is really jumpy, but it's not Alt necessarily for me. It's any time I have outdoor plants, my mouse seems to be attracted to the plant and just kind of snaps to it. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, with the reports of all this weird stuff going on, that hopefully they can fix it quickly. And yeah, I'm just waiting. Just please, I just would really like to not be annoyed as I landscape, especially if I'm going to do a let's build. I can imagine the air is going to turn blue when I'm just being like, I want to put the plant here and it's not going. So yeah, I hope that is fixed really soon. But yeah, with this one, this room actually ended up being a little bit on the large side, we're going to say. And I was just like, what can I do to fill it up? Considering it's modern and you don't want to put too much clutter in there, then when you have a big room, it's like, it kind of looks a little bit empty. But we did this kind of like gallery wall thing where those, where that leaning frame is going. One thing I do need more of is definitely artwork in the game. I think it's really difficult to get good artwork, even good CC artwork. I've wanted to do like artwork sets for ages, but I can never find inspiration for the artwork, because I'm going to tell you now, nobody makes their own artwork really for The Sims. They go and find an artist and then take all of their images and put it into frames. And I still haven't found anyone that's kind of inspired me to do a whole kind of frame collection, if you get what I mean. So yeah, I've just put a whole load of pictures all over this place, just very, hey, I didn't try, but yes, I really did try to make these all fit on a wall and look very, I don't know. Yeah, like I'm so good at this. I didn't really try, but I did try. That kind of look. So this build actually has 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. Both the bathrooms are en suite, so you have to go through the bedrooms to go to them. I just wasn't feeling a kid's. For some reason, I wasn't feeling a kid's bedroom. Actually, it would have been. Oh no! Why do I always do this? It would have been really cool to use Peacemaker's Rawsome kids set and then do a really cute Scandinavian kids bedroom. Why am I so awful? There's even wallpaper in the game to do that. Oh no. Oh, I've thought about it now. Yep, well, this is on the gallery. It's got two master bedrooms, basically. Well, 2 double bedrooms. It has no kids' bedrooms. But I think a kid's bedroom would look really cute in the second one. So yeah, just lots of in-game content in here. As I said, I kind of mixed together everything, and it's very, very Maxis match, we are going to say. So yeah, I'm on to the ensuite now. I am in love with the Seasons showers. The only thing is I wish they had 2 tile showers like Peacemaker has. I know that he had to like do a lot of custom work to get those to actually be functional and for the animation and everything in game. So I would definitely love to do a bathroom set in the future. But I think I would cheat and just do like a little... Well, it's not cheating. It's just being sensible. I would do a like shower head that you can put on the wall maybe. And then like glass kind of... What do they call them? Like glass shower units that you can put purely for display. So it looks like a 2-tile shower, but really it's a 1-tile shower. That makes sense. If you're interested in something like that, plastic box, I think. Is it plastic box or Mad Hox? I think it's plastic box. I don't know. One of the two on Mod The Sims has a like build your own shower set, which I also have. And it's very, very useful. That's all I'm going to say. But of course, I was trying to limit myself to just like my CC and Peacemakers in this build. So it's not in this one. But yeah, now we're on to the last room of the build. This one was kind of a bit... For some reason I found all the objects that were going to go in this room while I was doing the other bedroom, so I think maybe this one's slightly more Scandi than the other one. The other one's slightly more on the modern side. I don't know where I kind of veered off, but yeah, it's kind of a little bit more eclectic. There's lots of candles all over this build. Candles, plants, what else? Yeah, just lots of candles and plants. Again, still struggling for artwork. I used to have these like really cool line work artwork in the game, but it's a bit too alpha, so it's not in my game anymore. I just really, really want some artwork. Where can I get some artwork from? If you have any great artwork that is like Max's match, any great artwork CC that you want to tell me about, feel free. Also, before I forget, I haven't forgotten, I still need to do a build challenge. I was meant to do one at 10k, I was meant to do one at 15k. We're gonna hold on till we reach 20k before I do this build challenge, but it's gonna happen, okay? So thank you so much for watching. I'll be back in a few days. Bye guys. Bye.